Good day, Honors Biology students. Welcome to Video Lecture, Episode 6. Today we're going to go more into Section 2. Section 2 for Chapter 11 is Complex Patterns of Inheritance. Last time we met, we just talked about the main idea and the objectives, so I'll quickly review those and we'll move into today's discussion. So the three objectives for Chapter 11, Section 2 is this, as follows. Distinguish between various complex inheritance patterns is our first objective. Our second objective is analyze sex-linked inheritance patterns. And third objective is explain how the environment can influence the phenotype of an organism. And remember, the main idea for this section is this. Complex inheritance of traits does not follow inheritance patterns described by Gregor Mendel. Okay, so let's get into section 1. So let's just connect this idea of what we're going to be talking about to life outside the classroom. Now, a person who has red-green color blindness will find in bright light that a red light doesn't stand out against the surroundings. In addition, at night, green lights will look like white street lights. Now, if you look at the image I have on slide 5, you see an example of what I mean by that and how it looks differently to them. Moving on to slide 6, to help these people who have red-green color blindness, the traffic lights have the same pattern. In other words, red's on top, followed by the yellow, and then the green. Red-green color blindness doesn't follow the same pattern of inheritance described by Gregor Mendel. All right, now in this section, we will show how in humans there are complex patterns of inheritance which of course do not follow Gregor Mendel's inheritance that we've already discovered previously. Now if you look at slide 8, I have just some examples of how people with different conditions view those lights, even though they're the same color lights in the same order, but just how their vision has been affected. On slide 9, I also show some examples of how they actually do tests to see if people have particular conditions with these red-green color blindness or just color blindness in general cards. Slide 10, I have a visual image of a traffic light that we've not probably seen before ourselves, but you can notice how they have different shapes in there, which is another way to help out. And then slide 11, I just have another visualization just comparing someone with normal vision versus color blindness. Now let's move into another topic that starts on slide 12, and that's incomplete dominance. When we think of dominance, we normally think something is either dominant or recessive, but as we will see, there are two other types of dominance which don't follow Mendel's patterns of inheritance. So let's talk about that first one, incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance is when the heterozygous phenotype is an intermediate phenotype between the two homozygous phenotypes. Now an example of this is seen when crossing a red-flowered snapdragon with a white-flowered snapdragon and the offspring being a pink-flowered snapdragon. Notice the pink is the in-between between the white and the red color example. Now let's just look at this image. This is figure 11.4 from your text that shows the ratio of this, and it just gives you that, it shows you the two parents, the capital R, being crossed with a lowercase r, which is giving it the heterozygote of capital R, lowercase r, which if you notice in this case, the homozygous dominant, the one on the farthest left-hand side is red, the one in the middle is white, and then of course the offspring being the pink, just showing an example with ratios of incomplete dominance. All right, we're going to close up with just 2 more slides. We're going to talk about codominance. Now, codominance is the other type of dominance that does not follow Mendel's laws of inheritance. Codominance is when both alleles are expressed in the heterozygous condition. Now, if you look at slide 15, you see a visual of that where there's a black feathered chicken that's crossed with a white feathered chicken, and you get a checkered feathered chicken. All right, now let's look at slide 16. We'll finish our discussion today. This just shows you once again crossing 2 different plants and just giving the example of if they have an offspring that's incomplete dominance or an offspring that is codominance. All right, I do hope this lecture has been helpful. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, just leave them in the comments below or just send me a message. Hope you have a nice day. Look forward to seeing you in the next lecture. Goodbye.